Welcome to our mise en place meal, the Low Country boil with creamy cabbage and apple slaw. We're going to be bringing the beach to your home to enjoy this very savory, mildly spicy Low Country boil. So before you start prepping your vegetables for the Low Country boil, you're going to want to take a medium pot, fill it with 10 cups of water, and go ahead and get that rolling on the stove. So you're going to start by taking your citrus, your lemon and your limes. You're going to roll those out just to get the juice and everything kind of loosened up in there. Then you're going to take your knife and you're going to cut them in half. And then we're going to cut your onion, and you're going to cut both ends off. Then you're going to slice it in half and peel the skin off. Set that to the side. We want to make sure that your onions stay in a medium dice, so that way they do not overcook when you're doing the boil. You're going to place that in a bowl. We're also going to add the bay leaves, the garlic, and your citrus back to the bowl. As you bring in your prep vegetables, you're going to want to make sure that water is almost to a boil. And you're going to add your citrus juice. It's okay if seeds get in there. It's kind of just part of the nostalgia of a Low Country boil. And you're also going to add those onions, your garlic, and we're going to use like 3/4 of the seasoning, which is basically just Old Bay. You're going to pour that in there and stir it around and put a top back on it so that it comes to a nice boil. So while your water is coming up to a boil, you can go ahead and prep your slaw. This is a creamy cabbage and apple slaw. Everything's going to be shredded for you. The only prep you're going to have to do is prepping your green apple. So you have a couple of choices on that. You can take a box grater and grate the apple for your slaw. If you don't have a box grater, no problem. You can simply just cut your apple into whatever shape, honestly, you would like. I'm going to show you how to cut them in little strips. So you're going to want to put the apple down on a nice side that's already been cut so it doesn't wobble around on you, and you're going to cut down into slices. You kind of cut all the way until you get to the core of the apple. Then you're going to take those prepped apple slices and you're going to cut them into matchstick sizes. So you just run your knife across the apple like so, and it's all set and ready to go. Then once you have your prepped apples into your slaw, you're going to add all of your dressing. Either using a pair of tongs or your hands, you just want to toss that slaw together. I like to use my hands, and then I kind of even put a little pressure into the toss, and so it's breaking down that slaw just a little bit more. And then the acid and all that good stuff in the dressing is going to make the slaw nice and tender. So this is happening as your water is coming to a boil. And then once your slaw is all set, you can just put that to the side. Check on your water, and now we have a nice vigorous boil happening. You're going to want to take your potatoes first because they have not been cooked, and so the cook time on those is going to be about 15 minutes. So add the potatoes first, as well as the celery. And the corn is going to go in just before the shrimp. So we're basically adding vegetables based on their cook times. stir that around and keep your heat high, a medium-high heat. Put the top back on and cook for about 15 minutes. So at this point, we're going to take the corn. You can either keep it whole or you can snap that corn in half. So we're going to boil the corn with the potatoes for about 7 to 8 minutes. You want to check your potatoes to make sure that they're getting nice and tender. And once you can run a knife through the potato without any problem, you are there. So now we're going to add your shrimp, which when you receive your bundle this week, your shrimp's going to be raw. So you'll want to make sure to drain out any liquid that has accumulated in the bottom of the bowl. And then you stir that around and put the top back on. And then at this point, you're about 5 minutes out. So once the shrimp are nice and al dente and done, you're going to bring that over and drain it all off into a colander. Let that rest in the colander for a couple of minutes just to drain all the liquid that we don't need anymore. Your Low Country boil. So we're going to shake it out and put it into our serving bowl. So before serving your Low Country boil, you're going to want to take the rest of that Old Bay seasoning and just sprinkle the top of your boil with some of that extra seasoning for flavor. And that is your Low Country boil. Enjoy.